Flawless victory.
We in the dojo, ain't no days off. The way isn't training, you don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever. Practice make lethal, the rest make me cold. I'm gripping the steel till my body gets old. You talking that talk, but you skipping the gym. I look at the week and I pity for him. Every single morning I wake up and strike. You never seen discipline looking like. I empty my lungs and I swing out the chest. I treat every shadow like it is a test. The way is the practice is war. I leave all my enemies down on the floor. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Look at the calluses covering my hands. I'm executing these tactical plans. You sleeping in late, I was up in the dark. Leaving the den in the wood and the bark. Slow down the tempo, I'm taking my time. Perfect the angle, I perfect the crime. 1,000 more cuts just to build up the muscle. You don't understand the extent of the hustle. Drilling the parry, I'm drilling the block. I'm beating the sun and I'm beating the clock. There ain't no secret, there ain't no hack. You step on the battlefield, you don't come back. Unless you put hours and hours of sweat. I am a consequence, I am a threat. Continue with practice, I never retreat. I'm dropping the opposition at my feet. Rap out the radio, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the radio, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. No days off, no excuses. You skip a day, you slip away. Strike 1,000 times before the sun is up. My mind is heavy, but my blade is light. Drill it again. Yeah. Aggressive approach when I step in the ring. I swing with the force that a hurricane bring. Master the form till the form is a ghost. I'm doing the most when you're doing the least. I turn myself into tactical beast. The ways in training, it's etched in my brain. I'm walking through fire, I'm walking through rain. Ain't no arrival, it's only the grind. I'm leaving the rest of the rookies behind. Grab out the rail, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the ways in training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Grab out the rail, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the ways in training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Keep swinging, keep drilling. The ways of practice, yeah. Yeah. The Bezos.
We are back. We are back. We are back in the dojo, in the building, in the studio, back at it again. We'll see if I even remember how to live stream anymore. It has been a whole entire week since we've been at it. I was out of town, work stuff, meeting people that I work with, meeting a lot of them for the first time. It was a really, really cool event, but I am happy to be back home. I'm happy to be back in the studio. I'm happy to be back in the dojo. Sorry so much for the late start that we have today, but it was like 10 hours of traveling for me yesterday. All right. So getting back to South Florida, and then this morning, jiu-jitsu training, basketball, and then I made the ultimate mistake. I said, you know what? I'm going to make an update to the app that gets us ready for the live streams right before we were supposed to go live, and it was a massive, massive failure. Yes, it was.
Bruh.
It's just supposed to work, but it didn't, as always. And that's why I'm in QA, because they tell you it's supposed to work and then you use it and you're like,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It's you know how it goes. So I have a lot more work to do after the live stream, but I had to come on even though we're late because I have to be back with my tech friends. We have a great show planned out today. As we're using the Speak Precisely app, our speech coaching app last week, we came across a lot, and I say a lot of inconveniences that a user would be like, I don't know if I really want to use this app. So I want to fix those as well. And if we have time, we're going to push them up to Apple, to Google, so that we can truly put a good user experience in test mode to get some feedback from our test users, all of that good stuff. By the way, the weather, I hear thunder outside, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. All right, but I didn't want to get we're going to be talking about Meta, who is going to be hiring a lot of people and training them as well. They're also paying for the training as well. Can you believe that? And then a Florida man, he is suing some counties, some jurisdictions in the state of Florida for false AI accusals. So this must be the third or fourth. This is probably the fourth one that we're covering now of people being falsely identified by AI. And they still have a legal bill. They still have to go through the court system being harassed by the police because AI got it wrong. And allegedly, the police did not do their jobs. So that is what we have in store for us today. I'm going to try to go for about 2 hours-ish, and we'll go from there. The other thing I want to talk about. So let's take care of some housekeeping first, right? So first and foremost, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all the subscribers to the channel, helping us grow, helping us get this tech message out. I really appreciate you guys being able to find value in the information that I'm sharing with you. I am doing some changes on the channel so that we can get a more broader reach, so that we can win and we can get everyone to see that, hey, number one, tech is definitely not boring. But number two, there is a place in tech for you if you want. Number three, it's going to take some work. All right. And that's what I'm here to help you with, all of that as your tech coach and your AI lead. All right. So shout out to all of my tech barbarians over at techcoach.dev who work so hard day in and day out. I am so proud of every last one of you. I really, really wanted to do our Vibe Code and Chill yesterday, but there was no way that I was going to make it. But at our next Vibe Code and Chill, I have so much information to share with you guys on how to approach this tech sector, the AI market. You can join us live on Google Meet for that conversation. Shout out to Felicia. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. But we have so much to talk about. And it's a free event every other Saturday. Join us for the Vibe Code and Chill. We're gonna have some great conversations where the tech market is going, how to integrate AI into your workflow, what you need to be doing, and it's so much great conversation. So join us. Go over to techcoach.dev and sign up for a free account, and then you can join us for our Vibe Code and Chill conversations. And if you sign up for a membership, you get access to all the past Vibe Code and Chills, all the past Scrum Nights. You get access to exclusive content, video, everything. So join us over at techcoach.dev and let's run it up together. And shout out to all of my tech mercenaries, the YouTube channel members who keep this channel going. I really, really appreciate it. Another thing that I'm going to be doing, I am going to be working on the Discord server to be able to allow more people to access it, while our Patreon members and our YouTube channel members still have elevated privileges and room access. But I do want to get more people in there to join the conversation and people to help other people. But it's definitely going to be dare I say segregated.
How dare you?
Because sometimes when things are free, right? When things are free, there is a dust factor that can happen. So I do want to keep the elite separated from those who are just window shopping. So, but I do want to give access to more people so that we can have more conversations, get some more ideas, answer questions. But always and forever, the number one priority goes to our channel members, and our techcoachralph.dev members. And if you're a subscriber, I will give you some deference as well. All right. So shout out to every last one of you. So upcoming for this week, tomorrow we have Candid Conversations, and we're going to be I'm going to be answering another question that I saw on Discord. And we're going to be talking specifically about WGU, Western Governors University. Is that like they have a new accredited AI engineering core or path, right? Degree, bachelor's degree. Is it worth it? So we're going to be breaking that down tomorrow. You definitely want to tune in, especially if you've had thoughts about attending WGU. We're going to go over the course curriculum, and we're going to compare it to other curriculums that they have at WGU. We're going to talk about WGU in general, and I would love if there is anybody who has gone to WGU to give me some insight, because I know a few, but I would love to get some additional insight on if they think it's worth it or not. So we're going to discuss that tomorrow. Wednesday, we're going to be going over Google has implemented usage limits in Gemini. So we're going to talk about that. And then Friday, we're going to have the bug bite, which is going to be about, what is it about again? I forgot, but I'll let you know later during the week, whatever the bug bite is about. I know I recorded yesterday, forgot exactly what it's about, but it's going to be really, really good. And then we're going to be going live Tuesday and Thursday night as well. All right. So that is everything that we have for our housekeeping. By the way, this camera right here, something's up with it. I was using it this morning. It's acting really, really weird. So I'm going to do a little bit of investigation on it, but if it's not working, I'm going to send it back and get a new one. Not sure how long that's going to take, but it is what it is. We are going to make lemonade out of the lemons that are dealt to us. So we just win. At the end of the day, we just win. All right. And with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get, we're going to do work topic. That's it. All right. So let's go ahead and let's jump into a little bit of work for today. I'm going to put up our first, we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be working on the Speak Precisely app. Let's go over to here. Really? All right, hold on. Let me fix that. Out of all of them, that's the one that wanted to act up on me, right? Let's go to, let's go here. There we go. All right, perfect. So we're going to like I said, last week, let's put up our first 20.
It's time to do.
Last week, I noticed some deficiencies in the UI of the app. Like, for example, when you submit something to get like a breakdown, there's no progress bar. You don't know how long, you don't know anything is happening. You're just waiting, and people might end up leaving the app because they don't know what's going on. So we're going to look at it from a user eye and not like as the developer. We're going to try to embrace a user perspective to start making some feedback and recommendations. So I'm going to go and open up our Android Studio. And we are going to push this over here. Let's go ahead and switch over here. And it sucks that I don't have my, that this camera is not working all of a sudden, but we have to, like, equipment failures are a part of it. So let's go ahead and start up. Let's do our Pixel. Oh, actually, am I in the right? Yes, I'm in the right app. All right, let's go. Let's do a regular Pixel 8. Get that started, and then we will be able to run the app, see the deficiencies, and then we'll start fixing it. All right. Just go back to the home page. And we are going to say Pixel 8. Oh, something that I just remembered. The sound does not work on the, I don't believe it works on the, when you're using the emulator, but we'll make do. So let's get it running. And like I was mentioning earlier, you definitely want to join us for our vibe code intro sessions because we have the most amazing conversations. As this is starting up, I just want to let you know that we're like so one thing that we do at Vibe Code and Chill, different people present what they're working on. So we'll be sharing different strategies, different ideas, giving feedback. Some people will be sharing like how they're learning how to test AI. Some people will be sharing about using OpenAI's Codex. Some people will be sharing about like the other day we had a close friend of mine who is a business analyst sharing with us about her journey in business and answering questions for us. I'm going to be sharing some insight on the tech market today and how to strategize and navigate that because I got so much insight from the past week. All right. So let's go ahead and log in. And let me move this here for now. All right, so this should work. All right, so we're in. All right, and we have some past sessions. Let me see if I can record a new one. Recording a new, let's see why using the app. Recording a new session, testing to see if it works. It's not really working on this particular, on the emulator because it can't hear me, but all right, whatever. I wonder, let me see if I can, let me check the settings again. Is there any, let's see, microphone, virtual headset plugged in. Virtual headset has microphone. Virtual microphone uses, all right, so let's try that. I'm gonna try another one. So let's do discard. Are you able to hear me now? Testing to see if you can hear me, and apparently you still cannot hear me. Why is the Android device not able to get my input? All right, so let's stop that again. It is annoying that we're not able to get the input of, it should work. Microphone uses host device. Hardware input. Let me close this real quick. Hardware input. It doesn't do anything. Let me try again. Are you able to hear me now? I see the microphone sign, but I don't see you picking up anything. Okay. If we could solve this issue, that would be amazing. What's this one? All right, so I'm going to see if we can use a little bit of Gemini real quick. Let's go to, let's close to, oops. Close, oh, come on. All right, so let's go over to here. When using the emulator in Android Studio for an Android device, the sound from my microphone is not being passed through the device. How can I get my mic input to go to the device recording? And I know we've done it before. I'm going to change this to 3.5 flash. When you have the emulator running, click the three dots of the emulator, and in the extended controls, select microphone from left-hand menu. Toggle on virtual microphone uses host audio, which I think we just did that. We did that as well. Go to max settings, microphone. Oh. Let me go to my settings on the Mac. And it says to go to privacy and security. And then we go to microphone. So Android Studio is enabled. Let's see about... I don't see Kumu. We did this as well. Oh, we didn't do a cold boot. So it says, let's see, toggle virtual microphone. We did that. Look at the microphone LED or level meter in the same menu when speaking to see if it registered your voice. In the extended control, select the microphone from the left-hand menu. So if we go over here, we extend the menu, microphone. I don't see where it should though. All right, let's try this one. Let's try this. Is this actually recording my voice? It is not recording my voice for some odd reason. All right, let's close this then. Stop. Let's go to settings. And we want to go to apps. And then we want to go to navigate to the app you're trying to test. Okay, there we go. And then we have permissions. It has microphone there. Pause it. No. So that's not it. So those are good. Those are good. I don't know. It's like it's not registering the voice. Testing again to see if you're able to capture the voice recording. You know what? Let me try something else. Let's go to is that static sound? Let's go here and we're going to look for recorder or record. What is that? Oh, hold up. What is that noise? Let me restart this. Oh, that sounds annoying. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna restart the stream. Oh, no, I can't. What is that noise? I turned it off for now on the stream end, but I'm gonna see if it happens again. If it happens again, I'm gonna have to restart the stream deck. That was so weird. Because I was able to hear it. But you shouldn't be able to hear it if it happens again. It's awkward. Wait. I'm hearing it right now, but let me know, Magnetar, that. Let me know if you hear it. But I'm able to hear it, so. Let me see. You didn't get a notification, Magnetar? That's probably because I fell out of the algorithm. That's basically what probably happened to me. Where do I search my apps? That is, let me see, sound. What is that sound? I don't have a sound recorder on here. Let me see. That is so weird. What is that weird sound that's happening? I'm gonna have to restart the. I'm gonna have to restart Stream Deck because this is weird. Let me know if you can still, if you're still hearing that sound, Magnetar. As long as you can't hear it, that's good. I don't mind me hearing it. I don't see let me try another thing. Getting some static somewhere. Let's try this one. Are you able? Oops. Are you able to hear me speaking? I'm not sure if you can hear me because my mic might not be working. Nope, no sound. So weird. You hear it now? Oh, you shouldn't be able to hear it anymore. I just put all the sound away for the Stream Deck until I can restart it. I don't know what's happening with it. But there is no... That is so weird. Unless... Hold up. Let me see if anything else is broadcasting it. That shouldn't be broadcasting it. That's not broadcasting it. That's not broadcasting it. All right. Let me see. So the sound is not working here. So, well, it's one of those days. Let's go ahead and maybe we could do it on. I think it works on Apple. So let's go ahead and do it on Apple instead. Let's go to open. So I'm gonna stop this useless emulator in this case. And I'm going to go through iPhone Air. Let's do it through the iPhone. Yes, that is a Red Bull, Magnetar. That is a Red Bull. It's been a very, very long week. All right, cut me some slack, Magnetar. Cut me some slack. Let's see. So wait for it to get up and running. Do a recording, and then we see how it works. As long because the problem is if it doesn't record, it doesn't have anything to send to Assembly AI. So we're not gonna see like the processing and stuff like that. So. In the meantime, let's go ahead and open up our Kilo. And I'm going to say when when we submit the recording for analysis, the user has no way of knowing the analysis is in process as it just stays on the screen. Can we update it so that the user can be more aware of the status of their analysis requests instead of it sitting like a dead fish? All right, so we should have this up. Oops. Let's say start new session. Are you able to hear me? Testing the application out on iOS simulator device. Now we're going to submit the app or submit the audio file to see if we get any type of UI deficiencies. So we do that, analyze, so we play back. All right, we got playback. And now we're going to say analyze speech. Right, so we can see in the code that it's being sent, but we don't see anything happen here. So it's a very, very bad user experience, right? So let's say what we want to happen is when we submit, it should take the status of each action, such as submitting, submission being complete, and the analysis being complete, to notify so the user can be aware of the progress. All right, we're going to send that. All right, so we have that going, and we're going to go to break, and then once we get back from break, we'll check the status of the work that it's doing. However, I'm going to restart the Stream Deck because I do not want this crazy noise happening, but we still need the Stream Deck so that we can have a fun stream. So let me go and clean it up. Where are you? Here we go. Let's exit, quit Stream Deck. Let's start it over again. All right, let me check the chat real quick, and then we will go into our first topic. Magna says, funny, I didn't get the YouTube notifications. I'm telling you, I was away for a week from the office, and it's like, welp, no more algorithm for you. I tell you. And my guy Magnstar hits me up with the Sith coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
It says, all good though. Due to being a tech barbarian, I got the notification that way. Shout out to the Discord. All right, so Stream Deck is restarted. Hopefully we don't get those sounds again. If we do, I will have to cut off that. I have to cut off the sound coming from the Stream Deck. It is what it is. All right. But let's go ahead and jump into our first topic of today, which is Jeff Bezos. AI will create scarcity, but boost. Yes, it will boost living standards. If that's like, I don't even know what that really means yet, but let's find out together. Let's hear from Jeff Bezos together. All right, so let's go ahead and send that over here, and we're gonna go to boom. Let's get into that one.
Jeff, we're in I don't want to say perhaps a fraught moment. I mean, there's a lot of negative view of AI overall, a lot of it concerning job losses.
Yeah.
And when I listen to you and the productivity gains that conceivably could come about as a result of success, I do wonder, do we lose jobs as a result of this, given you're going to be taking the manufacturing process and sort of doing it in a very different way?
No, I know there's a lot of concern in general about AI and job loss. I have a very different view. I think what's actually going to happen is we're going to have labor scarcity as a result. People are going to have to work hard.
You said that with Andrew a few weeks ago when you talked to him. Why do you believe that?
I know why people are pessimistic. They're pessimistic because a bunch of smart people are telling them to be pessimistic. But those people are wrong. This is going to be...
I so agree with that. And you have to look at who is telling you about the scarcity, right? Who is it? Is the AI CEOs. I don't think I've ever heard Sundar Pichai say that, or Sundar Pichai, whatever, right? I don't think I've ever heard him say that there's going to be massive job loss. If he has, let me know. Drop me a comment below. Let me know when he said it. Send me a link and a timestamp, and then I will go review that, and I will admit that I was wrong. I don't think he's ever said that. I know some AI people at Microsoft have said it, but normally I hear it from Anthropic. We heard it from Sam Altman, but he's kind of walking that back. And I know we kind of heard it from Elon Musk every now and then. I don't know where he stands at this point on it, but from what I've seen, and that's why you have to join us for Vibe Code and Jail. From what I've seen, I am working way more harder. And some of these tech companies, they're expecting their employees to work harder and have more output and throughput because of AI. So I'm with Jeff on this one.
When you have productivity, and this could be very significant productivity in the economy, and that is going to raise the standard of living, so that a lot of people who, for example, today have 2-earner households. Perhaps one of those earners will decide not to be in the job market, so they'll become a 1-earner household. Maybe some people who are working overtime will stop working overtime because they don't want to work overtime. So there's going to be, when you have that much productivity in the economy, that is the basket of goods that people can afford on less
goes
money
up. And you think the rewards will be shared in that way? I don't want to get into the wealth discussion. You've already had that. So,
no, of course, this is. If I take you back to the plow, they can't help but be shared that way. These inventions drive fundamental progress. Somebody invents penicillin, and it does help everyone. Somebody invents, solar cells, and it does help everyone. And so on. The iPhone doesn't get reserved for just a few people. It's not how it works. It's the inventions themselves that spread throughout society and improve life.
As you said, you share this optimism?
I do. This is really important, right? What creates jobs? Companies occasionally create jobs, but what really creates jobs is invention. Inventions are based on dreams, but invention means that you actually make the dream a reality. The more that we invent.
I was sitting like, who is that guy? So that is the co-founder. So that's Jeff Bezos, co-founder of Prometheus. I don't remember what Prometheus is, so we are going to look that up as well. But so far what they're saying, I agree. Like everything that's being released is making people's lives better. Now, some people can't afford it. Some people just can't afford a better life, understandably. But I will tell you this. I've seen Junior on an iPad be able to build out his own photo, like his own photo application, right? Where he can, it's like his photography portfolio. And I call it an app because it has a front end and a back end. It's not just a website where you just upload some pictures to. It has a front end and a back end. And I think that before last year, there were like it wouldn't have even been on Junior's mind to go and build this on his own. And the way that I see people like Magnetar using AI to help them learn and like to go through schooling and actually have AI explain to them why this math problem is solved this way, it's a game changer. So I see technology making people's lives better as opposed to making people's lives worse, depending on who's using it and how.
New objects, new industries.
We
all
can
the
have
examples.
a proliferation of engineers everywhere because
Yes.
conceivably my dreams can now come
Absolutely.
true. I mean,
Yes, we will create more
because we're not going to have
engineering
workers
jobs.
in manufacturing plants. That's already being automated, isn't it? I mean,
A lot of it is automated already, but
Yeah.
we will have more engineers. We will have more jobs in engineering and manufacturing as a result of inventing more.
I agree. I totally agree with this. The people who are making all of this talk about AI losing jobs, number one, they're not in tech. They're newscasters, or they are directly marketing their AI platform. But now, when companies like let's say a company gets an enterprise account for Claude with Anthropic, you have a bunch of engineers, and now the company, they set expectations about those engineers. Like, okay, this is like you have to be able to provide this much more value than you were providing before because we're enabling you, we're providing you the tools to help you go faster. There are a lot of things that AI lacks that still needs humans to take care of. But what companies are expecting is for their employees to get rid of the busy work of AI, or the busy work that people would normally do on their own, to pass that off to AI so that we can focus on the more important, more profitable type of work, right? So all of this makes sense. From every invention, it makes people's life better. However, the way that people choose to use it is like, so for example, the iPhone, it made your life better. But if you're using it to just scroll on TikTok, looking for dance videos or looking for ratchet content, then you are choosing to use this tool that can enhance your life to make it a net negative on your life. But if you're using it to watch this channel, for instance, to level up your tech game, if you're using tools like Lovable in order to build your own applications, learn AI, or you're using Gemini or ChatGPT or Anthropic's Claude, whatever it is that you're using, like, it is your choice. It is your choice if it has a positive impact or a negative impact on your life. But the tool itself is there to make your life better. And it does make your life better, but you just choose to use it in a way that's going to add negativity into your life, right? So it's not the tool's fault. It's the way that we choose to interact with these tools. The same way if you have a hammer, right? You can use a hammer to build something that'll be helpful to you, or you can use it to whack somebody across the head. And now you are on trial for murder. Yes, for murder, because you chose to use a tool that could help you build a treehouse or something and hang out in a treehouse, but instead you chose it to harm somebody, to take somebody's life. All right, so that's how I see it. But before we go on, let's go ahead and take a look, because we're going to wrap it up with taking a look at what exactly is Prometheus. What is Prometheus that Jeff Bezos co-founded, and what is its purpose? So Prometheus, formerly known as Project Prometheus, is a stealth stage physical artificial intelligence startup co-founded by Amazon. All right, we know that. And former Google Verily executive, okay, we saw him. Launched late 2025, the company recently made a massive wave in raising $12 billion Series B round, bringing it just under total funding to $16 billion and pushing it to its valuation of $41 billion. Rather than just building another chatbot or digital assistant, Prometheus is focused entirely on physical AI, applying neural networks to the complex world of heavy industry, manufacturing, and physical economy. So basically, they're integrating AI into heavy duty equipment. Like let's say you run a farm, right? And so there's a lot of work to do on a farm. And by the way, last week I went to a farm and the tractors, they are huge. Like the tools that they use, it's amazing. But regardless, so let's say you want to, you have some work to do. You can integrate AI into that type of work so that so now you can be controlling your equipment, your machinery from via AI instead of having to be in the hot sun. That's what I'm supposing. That's what I'm supposing, right? Main purpose: the artificial general engineer. The core mission of Prometheus is to build what Bezos and Bajaj called the artificial general engineer age. Unlike text-based AI, this system is being trained on the laws of physics, chemistry, metallurgy, fluid dynamics, and real-world industrial data. The ultimate goal is to radically compress the time it takes to go from design concept to a manufactured product at scale. So basically, they want to build stuff really, really fast, right? End-to-end automation. The platform is designed to assist human engineers at every stage, generating initial product blueprints, running high-fidelity digital stress simulations, predicting material performance, and optimizing the actual factory floor assembly and 3D printing equipment. I would like to be able to use AI to generate a 3D printed, I guess it would be a CAD file, so I could actually print it out and see if I can use it. So that would be nice. But target industries, company is initially targeting high consequence hardware heavy fields, including aerospace and rocketry. Bezos noted his rocket company Blue Origin would be a primary beneficiary. Semiconductor and microchip development, automotive engineering, and data center infrastructure, advanced drug discovery. How do you plan to train it? One of the biggest hurdles in building a physical AI that you can't simply scrape the public internet to learn how to build a safe jet engine. Precision blueprints, factor telemetry, and material stress data are highly guarded corporate secrets. To solve the data scarcity problem, Prometheus is reportedly raising a staggering $100 billion industry holding funds. Instead of just selling software, the company plans to buy stakes in or outright acquire manufacturing aviation companies. This will allow them to use real factory lines as data generators to train their engineering model. That's pretty smart. That is pretty smart. All right. So the other thing here's one more prompt that I want us to start incorporating into our research, so that you can always have a leg up. You can always be ahead of the game, because I'm gonna tell you this, between you and me, and we're gonna talk about this a lot more at Vibe Code and Show. People aren't ready. The market right now is absolutely ripe for you. As Stephen A would say, put the camera on me. The market is ripe for you, because nobody is doing the work that it takes. And at TechControl.dev, I have a free blueprint for you. I'm gonna make another one as well on how you can navigate the game so that you have the best leverage in this AI space. Because people who are working, people who aren't working, they are not putting in the work. I guarantee you they're not putting in the work. And if you put in an extra 10 to 20 hours a week for self-development, you will kill it. All right, but let's finish this off. All right, so here's my little trick, right? As someone who wants to be ready for future jobs, what should I look into and or career or educational paths to be able to land a job in this sector that is being in this sector that is being created. All right, so basically the prompt is ask Gemini at the end, like, what do I need to look into so that I can start preparing for when this company is taking off, right? Because there's going to be more companies like it in the future. So simulation environments and digital twins, physics-informed neural networks, hardware in the loop, robotics framework, and edge computing, educational path, degree specialization. So that AI course can be one, or mechatronics or robotics engineering, computer science and engineering, computer science with physics, hardware, nature. And then some micro credentials, advanced ML ops data, industrial AI and CAD automation. And let's see, professional outlook. When discussing Prometheus, that the emergence of this sector will likely cause a talent shortage, not a lack of jobs. Exactly. So as this sector grows, you want to be ready. Because physical AI has high consequence, real world stakes, a buggy model can cause a physical crash or factory shutdown. The industry desperately needs engineers who possess deep, rigorous analytical skills and an understanding of software testing and a strong foundation in mathematics and in statistics. All right, so a little addition for you on how you can navigate the game. You see this industry coming up fast, so you should be prepared now. You should be prepared now so that once it's ready, boom, the job is yours. The job is yours. All right. But so let me know what you think about Prometheus, about what Jeff Bezos and his co-founder saying, that in actuality, stop listening to the fear mongers, and that AI is not going to remove jobs, especially tech jobs, but it's going to either shift some. So for now, you need to start learning and adapting, but it's also going to create more jobs and have a lot more humans in the loop. All right, so that is everything. Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techcoachralph.dev. Join us for Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for our Scrum Nights. Get access to Resume Flow to get your resume right. Get access to Speak Precisely to get your speech right. Get access to the Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal to get your life right over at techcoachralph.dev. Alrighty, let's go ahead and check the chat real quick, and then we shall get into our next working segment of tonight. Let me see what we got who we got in the building. Let's see. We got my guy Junior in the building. What up, Junior? What's up? What is going on? I am so happy to be back. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm a little bit tired, not because of it could be partly because of the flight, but I was up at like 6:30 this morning, trained jujitsu with Justin. You know Justin from the other channel. Trained jujitsu with Justin. And then I went to play basketball. It was hot outside, and I stayed a lot longer than I normally do, at like a extra hour. Then I came to schedule the live stream. But however, I did some addition. I thought I can get this thing working right before the live stream. It was an absolute failure. It was a failure. So I'm gonna rework it once I get out of here. But I was trying to like enhance the titles and the description and the thumbnail generation. I've been making some changes to the channel. But you know how we do. I'm like, you know what? It has been a week. Magnetar told me that I already fell out of the algorithm. And sadly, like I was using this camera this morning, and now this one right here, and it's not working. Like it's not flipping over to how it normally does. So, yeah, so I have to probably send this back. I don't know what's going on with it. But it's annoying me. So that is my day. That is my life. Great trip. Happy to be back home, Anyhow, let's go ahead and get into our next working segment of tonight. Let's go to here and let's go to here.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, so let's go back over here. And we are going, so it wants to do this work. Let's see, did it do it yet? Let's go ahead and run that. And then once that is done, we should be able to okay, nice. So it's going to actually tell us the phases of things that it's doing. So uploading and transcribing, transcription complete, analyzing metrics. I'm gonna say, can we get like a progress bar as well? Oh, okay, with progress text. Instead of a spinner, would we be able to get a progress bar above the stages? So as it's going through the stages, the progress bar advances. I just am I being extra? Am I being extra? Maybe.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But I want it to look nice though. I do want it to look nice. All right. So let's go over here. I have updated the UI to use the linear progress indicator progress bar instead of the spinner. I also added a state analysis progress that updates to track the progression through the following stages. Uploading and transcribing 25%, transcription complete 50%, analyzing analysis complete, and generating summary 75%, saving the database 90%. Sweet. All right, so let's go ahead and start the app over. Let me see if a hot restart is gonna start. It's gonna work. Testing the recording of the app to see if our progress bar is going to work once we submit it. We have to test it out because we don't know what's gonna happen. We're vibe coding it. We are vibe coding it, and we just want to make sure that everything is good. All right. Testing the recording of the app. Okay, let's do analyze speech. Ooh, but the bar is like, the bar is full though. Oh, is it reverse barring? It is reverse barring. I don't know. I don't know if the term reverse barring exists, but I just made it up. But it is reverse barring. You know what?
How dare you?
How dare you do such a thing? So the progress bar works, but it is reverse barring. The full bar is green when starting, and probably need to do some color swaps, but the full bar is green, and as it progresses, the bar turns black, and or the content creator, or what am I saying, content creator? Or the bar turns black. What am I saying? I think I'm losing my mind. The bar turns black. The bar turns black, and the green goes away. All right, so let's go ahead and send that off. Can we swap for it to be green as we are making progress? All right. Oops, wrong one. Send that off. I've explicitly set the colors on the, all right. Okay, so let's give that a try. Testing again to see the color of the progress bar, because the first time we used it, it did not make any sense. It was having the regular background color become the progress indicator, which was blending into the actual site. So it felt like it was going in reverse. So we want to fix that. Testing again to see. Okay. And let's go to analyze speech. There we go. That looks a lot better. Uploading and transcribing. Analysis complete. Generating summary. Boom. Boom. Shakalaka, as they said in NBA Jam. All right. What else do we not like? Interactive transcript. Filler words like. Go back over here. I think we need a way to, well, I guess. Let's start a new task, and we're gonna say, can we add a way to go back to the home page from the analysis screen instead of having to go back in the and like back to see the recording. Welcome back, Magnetar. Let me know what you think about that Bezos segment. And your answer cannot be, he's not Elon, all right? Let me know what you think about what he's saying. I've added a home button to the app bar on the analysis report screen. Tapping it will navigate you. All right, so let's go ahead and do another recording. Testing another recording to make sure that we're able to capture this and that we have good information, that we have the audio or ability to get back to the homepage, and that we have I don't know. I just need to seek. All right, let's go here. Testing another recording. All right, let's do analyze speech. Looking good, looking good. Nice. Nice. All right, there we go. So that's good. Was there any other, let me see. What else did we want to do here? I think that's really what I wanted to add the other day. Let me try to sign out again. Okay. Let me log back in to see how it looks. Did it not work? Oops. Why it's not working? Maybe it is a different email. Let's do techcoachralph@gmail.com. Okay, so got that. I think that's fine. Let's go over here. What do we have over here? Cancel and delete. The plans, starter. All right. There we have it. All right, so I am going to, so let's build this then. We're gonna do, I think we have to upgrade we need to update the pub spec. Update the pub spec, and we're going to Flutter app build ISO. Flutter app build IPA. No, Flutter build IPA. There we go. All right, CD src. The heck? what's going on here. Where, all right, where's the pub spec file located? It is inside the, it's in the app file, CD. All right. And then I'm going to open up another terminal and do the same thing for Android. If it ever loads up. All right. CD, app, Flutter, build, app, bundle. Okay. And while these two are building, I'm going to run and get something real quick. So give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, let's check the build status on both of these. Still running. So is this one. And during our next break, we're going to be discussing a Florida man. He's suing some jurisdictions for another false AI identification. So stick around for that. Still working on the release here. Let's see who's gonna finish first. I'm going to start prepping our uploads. Running Xcode build, running Gradle task. All right. Let's see how we're looking. Still waiting. All right. All right. Next up, we're gonna go over to here, and I'm gonna start giving people access to this so that they can. I do have to. Gotta drop the, I do have to drop the, we'll do 2 minutes. Let me see here. Cause I was talking about this last week. If we I was giving 15 minutes. 15 minutes is way too much. Though those charges can rack up if we do 15 minutes. I am going to, let me see. Right now the starter plan, which is the free one that someone who signs up gets, gives them 15 minutes of usage, which could rack up our costs for free users to try out the platform. We should change that to something much smaller, like 1 to 2 minutes. We want to keep our AI cost low. Want to keep our AI costs low so that we don't get a massive bill at the end of the month. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So our app is built. I don't know if this app itself, if this part is going to be done through the app or if it's going to be done through the code. If it's not, I mean, or through the SQL. I have the initial usage limit for new free tier accounts was modified so that the default minutes remaining given to a user when they sign up has been lowered from 15 to 2. I think it was just fair. I think it's fair. And as the app starts to get off the ground, we can even say you get 0. You can just record, and if you want to, so like we'll do 2 for now, then we'll drop it down to 1, and then we'll say you don't like you get 0 AI for usage for free, and sign up if you really want to get better speech patterns, right? So that part is done. We are going to can you apply that to Superbase for all new users? And I am going to open up Transporter. And then is app. All right, so we're going to speak precisely AI should be that one right there. Okay, we have that going. Let's say deliver.
Lunch break.
The Google one is also done. And we'll upload it after break, and then we'll get those ready to go. And yeah. All right, let's go over to our break. See what we got going on in the chat. And let me see. Magner says that he is back in business. He is at the Jeff Bezos segment. Shout out to my guy, Magnetar. And Junior says, Coach Magnetar was not behaving when you left the classroom. He was taking our tag. You did what? Magnetar.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Just saying. You're wrong. I was proudly taking your tax dollars. What? Oh my goodness gracious. Magnetar, you are such a troublemaker sometimes, but we still love you, all right? We still love you. So shout out to my guy, Magnetar. Shout out to my guy, Junior. Let's go ahead and jump into this next topic, which is as recurring. I mean, it looks like this is what AI is made for, what it's remarkable for. Continuing to get false identifications of people, sending them off to jail, sending them off to the gulag. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this story. Let me see. We're gonna go to boom. And I have a longer version as well, but we're gonna start off with the shorter version. I think in the longer version, the lawyer is babbling. So let's jump into it.
A Lee County man is suing police after their use of AI led to a wrongful arrest. Gulf Coast investigative reporter Evan Dean first exposed the injustice last year, and tonight he's finding out what's next in what could be a landmark case.
To be accused of something like this, it just ripped me apart inside. Ripped me apart.
It's been nearly 2 years since it happened.
You got any shoes or anything on you?
Are you shitting me, man?
I'm not.
2 years since Robert Dillon was arrested outside his home in San Carlos Park.
This is.
Did they have AI identification 2 years ago? Okay.
Crazy as
What is it?
I gotta get my shoes.
What is going on?
Handcuffed and hauled off for a crime he never committed.
I'll tell you what, man, I'm gonna put you in the cuff in the front.
This is nuts.
Even now.
Okay, why is he getting cuffed in the front? According to the lead attorney, you should never cuff in the front. Whether AI had a false identification or not, should never cuff in the front.
Still today, it haunts him.
I don't think I'll ever trust law enforcement again. It's like you're guilty until proven innocent.
More than 300 miles away in Jacksonville Beach, Dillon was accused of trying to lure a child at this restaurant. Investigators submitted surveillance photos of the suspect to a facial.
I'm just trying to see if that looks like him. Looking, so this is him in the lower third image. His face, in the surveillance picture, his face is a little bit slimmer, I would say, right?
Recognition program, AI, which revealed a 93% match on facial features to Dillon. But beyond that, and a witness who picked his photo out of a lineup, no evidence tied him to it. The reality.
I mean, is a lineup identification, quote unquote, evidence? I mean, I guess it could be. All right. So here's the thing. We have to understand what evidence actually is. Evidence is anything that is used or gathered to be for you or against you. Now, that evidence can be wrong, such as the AI identification being wrong and the witness picking them out of a lineup, which can also, and obviously, allegedly, I don't even know what we're saying in this case, is wrong.
He's never been to Jacksonville Beach.
They have people using this AI that aren't qualified to use it. They're not trained.
I agree.
They don't have the experience.
Weeks after the
Facts.
arrest, after Dillon proved his innocence, the state attorney dropped the case. It took nearly a year to wipe it from his record.
To describe.
What? Are you kidding me? So first you ruin the man's reputation and they are of one of the most horrendous, as Junior says, horrendous and heinous accusations, trying to lure a child with them, and they're wrong. Whatever he deserves to sue. And then it takes a year to get it wiped off that he was falsely arrested and falsely imprisoned because AI got it wrong. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there.
The police work in this case as sloppy would be charitable.
Nate Wessler is an attorney with the ACLU. After learning about the case through our reporting, they decided to represent Dillon. Just today, they filed a wrongful arrest lawsuit on his behalf.
We're now seeing just a scourge across the country of police using this unreliable technology, trusting the results, letting incorrect results taint their investigations, and arresting totally innocent people.
I slightly disagree with him. What do I disagree about? I disagree about like like they say incomplete technology
of police using this unreliable technology.
Unreliable technology. I disagree on the premise that it's quote unquote unreliable technology. I think that it is. I think that if there was a 94% match, then there could be a 95% match, a 96% match, a 99% match. I think that you should still investigate, but not arrest, right? So let's say it matches this person, and it says, oh, we have a 94% match, right? So there's a 6% chance that it can be wrong. Well, let me go ahead and pull up this person's information, and let me ask him, hey, where were you on this date? And he's like, oh, I was here, and here's the information to prove it. Okay, well, our 95% match was wrong. And we don't arrest them. We don't give them a record. We don't do all of that stuff. But you see, I don't think it's the software that's a problem. I think it's the people using the software because they're not investigating. They're not doing their damn jobs. And they're just arresting people willy-nilly, basing it on artificial intelligence facial recognition software. That is just wrong in so many ways. So I don't think it's quote unquote unreliable software. I think it's unreliable users because it is just one piece of evidence. But if you are arresting someone based off a lineup and you're arresting them based off AI said, oh, this looks like this person, that's wrong. You have to do real police work, check for alibis, not for witness. Like if you're going to base off, oh, one witness saw this person. Okay, what about other people who say, oh no, he was with me here. Oh, my credit card transaction said that I was here. I wouldn't have had the time or the opportunity to travel to Jacksonville Beach. Where's the real police work? I would love to get a police officer's take on this, which maybe I can.
Trusting the results, letting incorrect results taint their investigations, and arresting totally innocent people.
The ACLU is suing several law enforcement agencies and officers, including Jacksonville Beach PD, which worked the case, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, which ran the facial recognition result for it, and the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, which manages the statewide facial recognition system.
It fits the pattern of a series of very similar cases we've seen across the country. It's a tremendously dangerous technology when it's misused in this way.
Wessler says not only did police rely too heavily on facial recognition and what he calls a tainted photo lineup, he also alleges that the investigator failed to mention key evidence to the judge, including a phone call to Dillon, who insisted upon his innocence, and the fact that Dillon's license plates were not picked up on readers in Duval County during
license plate. I mean, you could be borrowing somebody's car. You could have rented a car. The license plate thing, there's workarounds for the license plate. But I still think it was shoddy police work. Like before you arrest a person, you know, you have to have, and the question is the witness lineup identification. After how long was that?
During the time frame of the crime.
It was sloppy, but it went beyond that. I mean, we had an officer here who actively concealed exculpatory evidence from the judge when applying for an arrest warrant.
The lawsuit is seeking a payout for Dillon, but not only that. His attorneys want to see policy changes within the police agencies over how they use AI.
How much do you think he should get? Okay, number one, do you think he has a case? So remember, he was accused and arrested for attempting to lure a minor, right? But he wasn't there. The police relied on facial recognition software, AI-powered facial recognition, and a witness picked him out of the lineup. But they didn't pick up his license plate on any reader. He said he's never been to Jacksonville Beach. They dropped the cases. They dropped the charges a year they dropped the charges, but then a year later, it took a year for them to take it off of off the books. Do you think that the police departments are liable? And if you do, how much do you think he should get?
That's what you want to hear.
Robert Dillon is a commercial crabber on the Gulf Coast, an everyday working-class blue-collar guy. To be accused of something so awful, to have something like this happen, he says, has changed him forever.
I want to take care of my family. This was all a storm, and now I'm just fighting for, so this doesn't happen to anybody else.
Across the U.S., the ACLU says more than a dozen cases like this have been reported. We reached out to all 3 police agencies named in Dillon's lawsuit. Jacksonville Beach PD and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office would not comment. We're still waiting to hear back from Pinellas. For Gulf Coast News, I'm investigator Evan Dean.
Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment. Do you think that the police were wrong for this and that they should be held liable? And if so, how much do you think they should get? Millions? Tens of millions? How much do you think this guy should get? Millions, tens of millions? This is bad. And this is why it's so stupid, actually. It is so stupid. If you're not going to do your job as a police officer, then why not just replace you? Like, just get rid of you and put humanoid robots. If you're just going to be relying on the facial recognition, you're not doing any real police work. Get out. Like, do your damn job. Do your damn job. We saw the story about the at the time he was 58 years old. He's a grandfather, got arrested for shoplifting because I think it was Macy's or something like that, their facial recognition software said it was him. It was not him. And he got violently assaulted while he was in jail for 5 hours. The Tennessee woman sent to like North Dakota or something like that, to some other state for online fraud. Wasn't her. No police work. And then we had the teenagers walking at night, had a bag of chips, and was held at gunpoint because the AI recognition software said that, oh, he thought it was a gun. And now this man, accused of one of the most horrendous crimes ever. Because the police, I don't blame the AI software, none of these. I blame the police for not doing their job. We are not going to have an AI problem. We're going to have a human in the loop problem, because if people are going to be lazy and reliant on this technology, not doing their job, we have a Houston, we have a problem. And that just shows you to go how shoddy police work was before we had AI. Now they're just relying on it. So let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. Are you as upset and pissed off as I am? Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think that this Lee County man should receive for his troubles. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Let's have some more of these discussions over at techwithdrop.dev. Join us for our Vibe Coding Show. Join us for our Scrum Nights. Get access to the Speak Precisely app, Resume Flow, and the Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal so that you can revolutionize every aspect of your life. All right. So let's go back and let's check the chat to see what everyone has to say. Let me see. Junior says, that's a horrendous crime to be accused of. That's a fact. That is a fact. And says the police should definitely be held liable. They don't do good investigating. They don't do any investigating. Like, oh, AI said so. Well, lock them up. Come on, man. And none of them have anything to say. I mean, to be fair, Junior, if they are in the middle of a lawsuit, they're probably instructed not to comment because, you know, they're trying to mitigate the damages. And then here's the thing that sucks about these lawsuits, right? When the police do bad jobs, so now the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, the Jacksonville Beach, and Pinellas County, when they get held liable, do you know who suffers? Do you know whose taxes go up? The people who live in those areas. The people who live in those areas. Because that money comes out of our taxes, our property taxes or whatever other taxes that we pay. So by them doing lackadaisical police work, we are affected. Well, not me and you, because we don't live in any of those jurisdictions. But you just have to think bad government work costs us more money. So we're already paying for their salaries. We're also paying for their lawsuits as well. That ain't right. Junior says, we give Magnetar our money, so he should get $1 million too. I'd be up for giving Magnetar $1 million, especially dealing with us, right? It says he was not only assaulted, he was bartered. They were seemingly trying to put a batter in a part of his back. It was bad. It was bad. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our last working segment of tonight. Let's go ahead and 20.
It's time to do.
And let's go over to here. And let me see. All right, so we have, let me see if our transporter went through. It did go through. Ready for internal testing. Nice. And I don't know what happened to this one. When was our last time? This was May 12th. Why did this not go through? Oh, that's not the one we're working on. So let's not worry about that. We'll worry about that on Tuesday. All right. So let me go ahead and upload to Google. Gotta get this camera back working. This sucks. Not being able to switch camera angles. Let's go over here. Actually, before I do that, let's go and say, okay, there we go. Let's do the DB push. All right, let's do that. And let's go over to, test and release, testing, internal testing. We are going to, it says 6. Did I do the right one? Pub spec. Okay, we're good. So we're going to do create new release. And we are going to get this app bundle. Let's do a refresh. So I am refreshing, reload from disk. There goes iOS. Where is my app? Oh, wait. Build app. Outputs. I always forget that. Outputs. Bundle here. All right. So we're going to go over to here. We are going to drag that over here. And let's go here. That story really bothers me. Like when the police are reliant, like anybody who is reliant on AI and they don't actually use their their skills and their thinking, and now they make these grave mistakes, getting people arrested for the most heinous crimes that they did not commit. That is a true injustice. True injustice. Don't like that at all. All right, so we got that up. Let's go to, we will say, copy from previous release of this one. Okay, I think that's the same thing. Let's go to next. Let's go to save and publish. What is Android XR? What is Android XR? Android XR is Google's dedicated operating system for spatial computing, including virtual reality headsets and augmented reality glasses. Wow. It seamlessly blends digital experiences to your physical surroundings and integrates advanced AI. Huh. Let's see, Samsung. So let's say I have some, what is it called? Neo Air Pro 4S glasses. So how do we see that? Where did I go? Where would I go to see that? Let's see. I just pushed an app to the App Store. How would I be able to see it? To apps to the Google Play Store. In internal testing mode, how would I be able to see the app on my glasses? To test your app, you will interact with it through the Android host device connected to your glasses. Because your Ray Neo 4S glasses function as an external spatial display, the actual app download, installation, and execution happen entirely on the source device. Prepare the host. You must enable internal testing. All right, got that. Your Android phone or dedicated compute pack. Open the Google Play Store app on your Android. Okay, tap that. Okay, we did all that. So launch on the glasses. After accepting the invite, click the provided download link to be redirected to the hidden Play Store page. Install the app. So plug in. So that's it. You just plug it in. If it projects seamlessly on the virtual screen. Interesting. Open the Ray Neo XR companion app, or let me see, is there a Ray Neo XR app? Ray Neo AR Android. Is this the one? I can capture stuff. I can record stuff. Huh. Holy crap. Look at that. Oh. I might have to try this out later. Maybe I'll try this out over in Discord this week. Either that or in, I don't know. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Let's go to release track. So that one is good. Let me check our app connect real quick. Okay. There are some other features that I do want to add, but I can't find the right tooling for it yet. But this could definitely be our V1 implementation. Let's go back to lowering the time. What's going on here? No, I don't want to run that. What is the issue that you're having? Can you just give me the code that needs to be executed and I can do it manually at Supabase? Just do it that way. All right, so this is ready for internal testing. Test flight, let me see what we got over here. So here we go here. Let's do the compliance thing. None of the algorithms mentioned. Ready to submit. How can we get rid of previous versions? Let's say we go expire build. Doing a little bit of cleanup real quick. Let's go to expire this build as well. And build uploads. Okay, cool. We have this one ready to go. And this one, is it expired as well? Let me see. Yep. All right. So those are expired. Let's go to here. And I'm going to add it for people to be able to test it internally. And people with a Patreon account should get the one of the plans. All right. All right. So let me go back to goodness. Okay. We need to let's go back over here so we can get this stuff up and running. Oh, crap. We need a way to let people know how much time they have to use it on a free app. Ugh, annoying. All right. Let's do this. Let's copy that. Let's go to Supabase. Let's go to dashboard. So one more thing I wanted to do is when from the app, in the app store, you'll see what it's about. Let me see something. They download it, they create their account on the home screen. Or for users who don't have a paid account, we want to put some type of notice that they have only 2 minutes of usage available, but we should pull that from the database to let them know how much time they have to use the app. We should actually do it. Actually do it for all users so they can quickly see how much time they have left to analyze their speech. We're probably gonna have to do another build of it, but whatever. So we're gonna go into here. We're going to say SQL editor. Put that in there. Set minutes to 2. Replace the sign up trigger function so new users get 2 minutes. And we are going to run that. All right, so that works. And then over here, I've added a notice to the dashboard that queries the database for users minutes remaining and subscription tiers. It will now show a persistent banner at the top of the dashboard for all users to let them know how many minutes of AI analysis they have left, highlighted in the orange for the starter tier, blue for paid tiers. This way, users can easily track the remaining usage right from the app. How will it be updated from Supabase so that it is always current and accurate? Let's see. So that every time the user completes a recording session and returns to the homepage, all right. So I like that. It automatically queries. All right. So let's go ahead and run that again, so we can see that. You have 2 minutes of analysis of AI. 2 minutes of analysis. Is that right? I mean, I like it, but is that right? Thinking. Did you do it for every? Okay, that makes sense. All right, yeah, that's right. So that's good. Let's go to. Well, that's what sucks is if anyone didn't. All right, whatever. No one's using it already. So we got that. I think that's good. Let's try to see if we can do a quick build. Ah, shoot. No. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop that. Stop that. We need to update our pub. Let's do 8. And now we can build. Oops. Oops. Okay, cool. It might not finish in time, but I think we've enhanced. I think we have significantly enhanced our UI, and that it'll be a lot easier for users to navigate. I'm going to send this over for testing from our Tech Barbarian to give us some additional thoughts and insight on the enhancements that have been made. Yeah, so last story that we're gonna get into. I'm thinking, something I'm thinking about doing. Let me know your thoughts, Magnetarian Jr. But you see where the time remaining? I'm thinking about updating that layout so that it will say like what's coming up next for the break. So such as it says the countdown is happening, and then it says up next, and then the story, like, so that what we have coming up next is Meta. They have a massive workforce academy that guarantees jobs at finish line. Like, so once you're done, you get a job, right? And so it would say like up next in, and then the amount of time remaining, and then it would say, Meta's massive workforce academy, for instance. So thinking about how we can integrate that into it. Not entirely sure all the details, but for sure can figure that out. We'll see. We shall see. We'll figure that out. But I think that'd be a really, really cool enhancement. Probably integrate it with the reaction command center. So I think we're gonna wait till these builds finish because it is slowing down our frame rate. From what I can see. So let's wait for them to finish building, and then we will. Cool. So the Google one is finished. Let's wait for the iOS one to be finished, and then we can go to our break. But it was struggling for a second there. While we wait, let me go ahead and upload the new one for Google. Create new. And let's wait for Apple to be done. Building. All right, building for the App Store. Yep, it's much better now. But while we're here, we might as well upload it as well. But yeah, I'm thinking about how we can better enhance our layout while we're live streaming, so you can know what we're going to be talking about next. Figure it out. You know how we always do. All right, I'm not gonna wait for the building App Store IPA because it's taking too long. But let's go to break, and I'll just upload that afterwards or next week, whatever. All right, so let's go to our break. And let me go and check what's happening in the chat and see what's going on. Let me see. Junior says we need to put an APB out of APB for Rod Brown. He never showed up for his live stream Wednesday, nor did he make a post.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I mean, sometimes when you get to 11,000 subscribers, you are too good for your friends. Shout out to my guy, Rod Brown. Actually, no, I spoke to Rod Brown on Wednesday, and he was swamped with work because he had to travel for work, and he just couldn't make it to the live stream. So, but he did give me a hard time for not going live on Tuesday. But then he also didn't go live on Wednesday. So it happens. But yeah, he was swamped with work. He's not home right now. I think he's going back tomorrow. So let's, as much as I hate to do it, let's be 0.5% gracious with Rod Brown today. All right. So, Junior says, give me your tax dollars because I actually work and not blow it on tanks that aren't needed. Cough, cough, Congress hope. Congress. Did somebody say Congress? Drew says, I don't want to give you any of my dollars. There are enough people paying taxes. I don't need to be one of them. Drew says, you are not getting into my wallet. All right. Drew says, try it out and see how it looks. It might sound like a great idea, might crowd the screen too much unless it pops up momentarily and then disappears after a few seconds. That's not a bad idea either. Not a bad idea. Yeah, it's something definitely to you know I'm not a creative UI person, so I'm gonna see how we could do this. But it's just a way to let people know, okay, this is what we're going to be talking about next to get them prepared. I don't know. We'll see. You know how I am. You know how I am. I will try anything out twice. Says, Max says, hating never helped anyone. Imagine what misplaced hate does. That is profound. Max, that is profound. Huh. I think I remember what the bug bite is about. Regardless. Anyways, let's get into our last topic of today. It's going to be about Meta. Yes, Meta. It's Meta. Yes, it's Meta. So Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, they are building a workforce academy and they guarantee jobs for you if you sign up. So let's jump into this one, our last topic of today. Let's go.
People are building things in America again, which calls for the best of America, our people. Introducing America's Workforce Academy, built by Meta. Paid training, a job, and a path to America's future. The future is for everyone.
And that is a new ad, a first look at Meta's launch of America's Workforce Academy. This is a new $115 million nationwide training program, leading attendees to a long-term skilled trade career. The academy will first launch in Louisiana, Ohio, Indiana, and Texas, and it will be cost-free for participants, guaranteeing a job at a data center upon completion. Graduates will earn credentials and certificates needed to work across different industry sectors, marking the largest private sector commitment to skilled trades in U.S. history. Joining me now, the woman behind it all for this Fox Business exclusive, the president and vice chairman of Meta, Dina Powell-McCormick, along with Mike Rowe, Works Foundation CEO. Mike Rowe, who's been doing this for 16 years. Great to have you both. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Initial thoughts. What are your initial thoughts on Meta building this workforce academy, training people from all over the country into the trades? We're looking at HVAC technicians. We're looking at plumbers. We're looking at construction people, roofers. What else? Network engineers. Like for wiring and data center management. This is what Meta is building, because they see that there's going to be there's going to be a need for many data centers all over the country. As much as people are trying to resist data centers, it's coming. It is. You're not stopping this train.
Thank you for having us. Congratulations. This is a big deal, and I love the name, the Workforce Academy. Tell us about it.
Well, thank you so much for having us, Maria. It's such a privilege to be here with Mike and to work together with him on something that is so needed. You know, at Meta, we really believe that every American deserves to be part of this economic transformation that we're seeing. But the pathway has been difficult. There's so many open jobs. We can't create the infrastructure that we need if we don't have the electricians, the fiber technicians, the electricians. And so we have created something called America's Workforce Academy, a program that provides paid training, a credential, and a guaranteed job at a Meta work site. The reason we are so excited about this is there's been a gap for people who are Uber drivers, waitresses. I waitressed to pay for college, grocery store clerks. They live paycheck to paycheck. It's really hard to take time off, not paid, to not make the paycheck that week in order to get training, and then not be sure you're going to get a job.
True.
We think that this program addresses those issues with a 5-week fast-track program and a job.
5 weeks? So let's say you are, let's say Uber driver, Lyft driver, whatever, you know, no steady income, and you say, all right, I'm going to take 5 weeks. I'm still going to get paid by Meta, and I'm guaranteed a job once I'm done building data centers across the country. And what you miss with the training as well, I mean, I don't know what are the details in this contract, but you gain a skill. So like as an HVAC technician, right? You gain a skill to, like, if your AC ever messes up, you can fix it. And you can even start your own side business, side hustle to fix people's ACs locally when you're off work for Meta or whoever you get employed by.
At the end of it. And it's part of our belief that we shouldn't leave people behind right now.
Of course.
That the future really is for everyone.
And these are high-paying jobs, we should point out.
Very high-paying jobs, and this is the thing that Mike has taught us all for over 18 years. These are $80,000, $100,000 jobs with upside, and they're needed. We need 500,000 new electricians in the next 2 years in America.
You said that the last time.
500,000. So there are 500,000 electrical jobs waiting to be filled.
We spoke, and I was stunned by that number.
I know.
500,000 electricians, Mike. I know you've been calling for something like this for a lot of years.
It's surreal for me.
Yeah?
Mike Roberts Foundation started on Labor Day 2008, evolved out of a show called Dirty Jobs pretty organically. A couple years later, I went to Congress twice and talked about what I believed was the pressing need to make a more persuasive case for a bunch of good jobs that nobody seemed excited about and reinvigorate the trades in general. Then it just occurred to me, I didn't even tell you this, but I used my Facebook page to launch a kind of ad hoc PR campaign in the country in defense of these jobs.
How smart.
We raised $12 million and gave them away in work ethic scholarships. We continue to do that today, but my pitch to Congress was more or less exactly what Dina just described. You have to get rid of the friction points. You have to make a persuasive case for the work, and you have to meet this generation where they are. And
shout out to Micro. Let me give Micro his flowers right now. Him and Dirty Jobs, they've been at this for the longest time, and I want to say shout out to you because you've been advocating for this forever, and seeing that Meta step up to the plate to make this happen. AI creating more jobs. AI is creating more jobs. Now, for the part about he expected Congress to do something. What? You know better than that, Micro. And here's why. Because Congress could easily do something to help people get trained and everything like that. But imagine if Congress empowered a majority of, like, more people to get off their butt and start making $80,000, $100,000 a year, HVAC, electrician, fiber optics technician, whatever, then who are they going to advocate for? Like, we have to remember, Congress depends on people being uninformed, poor, hungry, and emotional. If you take a bunch of people out of the poverty class and you lift them up in the middle class, that doesn't help Congress because they lose their arguments and their talking points. So as much as these people who want to see people win in America are testifying before Congress, it is a failed tactic. It is a failed strategy, because that is not the goal of Congress. they want people to be desperate. They want people to be depending on them for whatever. So I think that what Mike Rowe is doing is amazing. And I commend Meta, Mark Zuckerberg. I forgot her name, but the person who's leading this charge for Meta's Workforce Academy, because they're giving people power, hope, everything else, so that they can actually get sustainable skills and jobs.
And full disclosure, if you told me that Meta wasn't even a word back then, but that you guys were going to take this position on this issue, it's a delight to be involved.
Well, especially since we are in the middle of this revolution, and people will call this another industrial revolution with regard to AI and the build out of data centers. And you need people to know how to do those jobs to build the data centers.
Absolutely. Yep. You know, it's interesting. It is another industrial revolution, but it also, frankly, reminds us of what happened during World War II, when the country came together to build the arsenal that defeated tyranny in the world. If America doesn't come together and ensure that we frankly treat these workers as the American heroes that they are, without them, we can't compete with China. Without them, we can't win the AI race. Because if we don't have the infrastructure and the compute that's needed. When we launched the first pilot of this program in Ohio called Level Up, we had about 1,000 slots, which was significant for an initial pilot. 35,000 Americans applied for those slots.
And you had like 1,000
openings, and we realized we better get with Mike. We better get with the Association of Builders and Contractors, the National Urban League, and scale this in a dramatic way. And that's what we intend to do. Today is really the next step of this journey that we have been on to make sure that people actually hear about it from leaders like Mike, but then know exactly where to go. If you want a high-paying job and a credential that will take you you'll take with forever, America's Workforce Academy is for you.
And this is a really important point that you make, because you're getting the credentials that you need to actually get onto this job site,
and
right?
you're getting them faster.
Yeah. Right.
Look, we need. You can't reinvigorate the trades without dramatically reimagining the way we train the next generation of workers. And look, I've sent a lot of people to trade school over the last decade. They're not going anywhere, but you have to come at this from all sides. We've got a big announcement coming up with the feds later this month, which I'm excited about, but no one entity can possibly provide the solution. And the real reason I said yes to you, Dina, was because I think what you've just done is going to put the Fortune 500 on notice. And look, there's so many great examples of what Lowe's and Home Depot and Wells Fargo and BlackRock and Ford. They're all doing things internally right now that rhyme with this, but to put everybody on this level and to encourage this kind of endeavor all across the country, that will move the needle.
Well, I mean, it seems to me that if you're doing this the way you are in this National Academy, Workforce Academy, it sets up Meta to even get more government contracts. I mean, this is a whole new piece of business.
We're not quite in that business, but it does set us up.
Meta, I would say stay out of that business. Stay out of the government contracting, because if you want your life to be more held than it already is now as Meta and Facebook and WhatsApp and whatever, stay far, far, far away from the government. Pay your taxes and don't get involved, because you see what's happening to Anthropic right now. You see what they've done to Google, to Microsoft, to Apple. Stay far, 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 far away from the government. But I love the fact that Meta is putting their money where their mouth is. And I think that more companies need to do that. If companies would find a way to build up their own academies where they can train, like not necessarily train, but I don't know. They need to have a better pipeline of student to company, and the company is investing in the curriculum of who they want to work for them. So like, let's say, like, all right, if they need software engineers, if they need AI engineers, they're like, all right, we're going to build a pipeline of graduating with, let's say, AI degree in from WGU, right? They're gonna be graduating that, and they're going to, once they graduate, they have to come and work for us. Like you already have everything negotiated before they even accept the offer, and as part of the offer is you can start working with us now as like an apprentice or something, but we're also going to help you with your schooling, and being that the company is like, they can significantly reduce the cost of education. And so it's like an internship, but it's like a permanent internship where you're getting some sort of compensation, but you're also getting the education. So it's like a true pipeline of getting into tech and whatever is the industry, you know. I think that would be amazing opportunity. How does it work? That's to be figured out, but I think that would be such an amazing opportunity instead of people randomly going for some random degree, not getting, because I'll tell you this, college does not prepare you to work at all. If a student is lucky, they will get some internships, but even with that 6-week internship, there's only so much you can do with that, right? So college does not prepare you whatsoever.
To partner with every one of those extraordinary companies. The reason we refer to it as America's Workforce Academy is that we want every partner that might be interested in working with us to do it. A number of our peers in the industry are doing, as Mike said, similar programs. I think the innovation of this program with the Association of Builders and Contractors and the National Urban League and others is that you actually get this credential. There's an important safety credential that you have to be able to work on site. I see. And it's given by the National Council on Construction Education and Research. When you've got that forever, and you can go on any job site in America today, whether it's one that Ford is building or the amazing work BlackRock is doing. So we are very much in the mode of, we would be honored to partner, the more the merrier on this program.
That is such a great point. To get your hands on that certificate to enable you to have other opportunities. You know, Mike, when Dina and I were on the phone, you told me, Dina, that news to us, one of the most needed jobs right now is fiber technician. Yes. And that's the guy or gal who's actually laying the fiber down. And that, for me, just crystallized everything. Because, of course, you need that for the data center build-out. What are the other jobs you want to talk about that people need for this build-out?
Metaphorically, that's a great example because it's the embodiment of a connection. Welding, in my world, is the business of connecting things, you know, with chemistry and work. Really, any job. And I also love the fact that you were surprised to hear it. That's the other thing. And this is like Dirty Jobs 101. The jobs we're talking about, by and large, exist out of sight and out of mind. So people are A, surprised to learn that they exist, and B, shocked to learn that they represent an AI-proof 6-figure opportunity. And once you get people paying attention to that, again, that's when the needle moves. And I think, look, she's amazing. I can tell a decent story, but the best apostles, the best advocates for this are the workers themselves. And when you hear from them how mastering a skill and going to work led to something that looks a lot like prosperity, that's powerful.
This is very powerful. I love
Sherry,
the idea.
that just did our makeup, she just said, oh my gosh, my daughter's boyfriend is a musician, went to Berkeley, but helps his dad on construction sites, and his dream is to become an electrician. And he just doesn't know how to get to that because he can't take time off work. And so he's an exact perfect candidate for what we're talking about. But their stories, like Mike said, are going to be the most important ambassadors for the American.
And for the record, I'm not wearing makeup. I just want to be clear.
You had the conversation in the makeup room.
I needed the makeup, not you.
By the way, we are in a race with China on AI. And Dina, we have this picture of you in Beijing. You traveled with the president last month as part of the president's U.S.-China summit delegation. I want to get your take on that. What struck you most about being on the ground in China with President Trump, watching that meeting between Trump and Xi Jinping?
Well, first of all, it was an honor to join President Trump and an incredible group group of CEOs in Beijing for a critical meeting between the president of China and our president. For me, it was actually also very special, Maria, because 9 years ago, I had been on the trip when President Trump went for his first time as president to Beijing. I was serving as Deputy National Security Advisor at the time. And what really struck me just a few weeks ago being there is that while there are many similar issues on the agenda that we had, trade and other issues that President Trump has spoken strongly about, there wasn't as much talk, as Mike is saying, about AI, obviously 9 years ago.
Yeah.
The agenda today with the business leaders that were on that
There
delegation
was
were
no talk
talking
about
about was
9
all
years
AI.
ago.
And put very, directly, if we want to win in this race with China, we have to win in a few critical areas, not just energy, not just infrastructure, but people and talent. And that's what this program, America's Workforce Academy, is trying to do.
I love it. Great to have you both. Congrats on this announcement. Thanks for breaking the news with us here.
Thank you.
So I love it too, but there is a caveat. Do people who are up to their eyeballs in student loan debt, useless degrees, do they believe that they are too good for blue collar jobs? That's the only hindrance that I see, because some people, they might, you know what? I deserve to be working in a library, looking up books and classifying them and all that good stuff. Like, I am not going out there crawling through duct systems to set up air conditioning and heating and cooling and all of that. I am not going to be running wires. I am not going to be welding. I am not going to be laying down fiber optics cables. I'm not going to be plumbing. I'm not going to be doing any of that. I went to school for this particular degree, and it is either yes, working as a barista at Starbucks or any other local coffee shop, or I put my degree that I cannot get a job for the life of me to use. I I would never ever be caught dead working for Meta.
How dare you?
Or building those pesky little data centers.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
That's the only issue that I see. It's the people who needs to be doing these jobs. They might be too good for blue collar work, but I think this is amazing, amazing. Shout out to Mark Zuckerberg. Shout out to Dina. Shout out to Mike Rowe for this initiative. And I really, really hope that it does really, really well and we get some very, very trained people into these fields and they go do the work around the world and they make a lot of money. I want them to make a lot of money. So shout out to every last one of you. I love it. Let me know your thoughts though. Do you think this is a bad idea? Do you think that this is a good idea? Do you think people are going to jump on these jobs? Or they're like, nope, it ain't for me. I need to be sitting in the AC. And there's no frappuccinos that come with this job? Absolutely not. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know. Drop me a comment below. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. TechCoachRalph.dev. Join us for our Vibe Code and Chills. Get access to Resume Flow, Tech Barbarians coaching portal, the Speak Precisely app, and the and Resume Flow. Did I say Resume Flow? Yeah. And no. I did say Resume Flow. And join us for our Scrum Nights, where the Tech Barbarians they show what we've been working on for the past 2 weeks, and we plan for the next 2 weeks of work over at techcoachralph.dev. All right, let me check the chat, and then we are going to get up and out of here. Junior says, she said electrician twice. I thought that's what I heard too. But then I was like, maybe she said fiber technicians and then electricians. I wasn't sure which one I heard, if she said it twice or if she said fiber technicians and electricians. Like, it was like fiber technicians, electricians, which they sound similar, but I wasn't sure. But I thought I heard her say it twice. Magnetar says, with the thinking face. What are you thinking about, Magnetar? What are you thinking about? And he says, he's saying he's a manly man, no makeup needed. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. I have no makeup on either. All right. So In case you were wondering, Techo Trough. Look at that. No makeup on either. I'm just messing. Anyways, that is it for today. Junior says, great show as you. Thank you, Junior.
I appreciate you.
But that is it. That is it, my friends. We are going to get up and out of here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Really, really appreciate you. Remember, tomorrow, Candid Conversations, I'm going to be talking about, and we're going to be reviewing the Western Governors University, their newly accredited AI engineering curriculum. It's to get a degree, bachelor's degree in AI. We're going to be reviewing that. We're going to go through the courses to see what they're about, all of that good stuff. And then we'll be back live on Tuesday night. Sounds good? Sounds good to me. But until next time, friends, family, Techo Trough, we are out.
We in the dojo, ain't no days off. The way isn't training, you don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever. Practice makes lethal, the rest make me cold. I'm gripping the steel till my body gets old. You talking that talk, but you skipping the gym. I look at the weekend, I pity for him. Every single morning, I wake up and strike. You never seen discipline looking like. I empty my lungs and I swing out the chest. I treat every shadow like it is a test. The way is the practice is war. I leave all my enemies down on the floor. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pen and don't talk about love, but the ways and training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pen and don't talk about love, but the ways and training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Look at the calluses, cover my hands. I'm executing these tactical plans. You sleeping in late, I was up in the dark. Leaving the den in the wood and the bark. Slow down the tempo, I'm taking my time. Perfect the angle, I perfect the crown. 1,000 more cut just to build up the muscle. You don't understand the extent of the hustle. Drilling the parry, I'm drilling the block. I'm beating the sun and I'm beating the clock. There ain't no secret, there ain't no hack. You step on the battlefield, you don't come back unless you put hours and hours of sweat. I am a consequence, I am a threat. Continual practice, I never retreat. I'm dropping the opposition at my feet. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways and training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways and training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. No days off, no excuses. You skip a day, you slip away. Strike 1,000 times before the sun is up. My mind is heavy, but my blade is light. Drill it again. Yeah. Aggressive approach when I step in the ring. I swing with the force that a hurricane bring. Master the form till the form is a ghost. I'm doing the most when you're doing the least. I turn myself into tactical beast. The way isn't training, it's session my brain. I'm walking through fire, I'm walking through rain. Ain't no arrival, it's only the grind. I'm leaving the rest of the rookies behind. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the way isn't training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the way isn't training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Keep swinging, keep drilling. The ways of practice, yeah. Yeah. The Bezos.